Yes, we're back right in the Cooten, William Hill International Special. So for that reason, we've got Steve Clark and Shelley Kerr. How you doing? All right?
I'm good, I'm very
Could be
good.
better.
You're good,
Look at him, he's in fine form, isn't he?
It's
Yeah,
been a good
absolutely
week.
buzzing this morning. Is it? Aye. I'm delighted for you.
94. Well done, William Hill.
Dale, bad week for you, mate.
Aye, it wasn't the best.
Curtain shut.
To be fair, Monday never went out the door. It was poor. Well, I think we're going to obviously chat about it.
Yes, of course we are.
Marker can't wait, obviously, can't you know? But it was...
Couldn't really get my Cooten up, Dale, as well. So,
No, St.
Come on,
Nick.
St Johnson, terrible. Home.
No. Who cares about that?
Nah, I
Anyway,
know.
we'll talk about the game. Derek, last year you were critical of Rangers players in games that mattered.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the players, or did Steven Gerrard get it wrong this
I
time?
think there was a bit of both, isn't there? I think when we got the team lines, I was at the game, I was really surprised. I think there was an opportunity, certainly at home, to get at Celtic, because they haven't been at their best at the back. But when I looked at the team, no Ojo, Jones, brings in Kamara, so I'm thinking, what was he going to set up? So the full back areas, we discussed that last week. There was an opportunity to get at them. Why Steven Gerrard never took that opportunity, I don't know why. So obviously, he's got it wrong tactically. But in saying that, when you cross the white line, you've got to give it everything you've got. I mean, you start an Old Firm game, in my opinion, you've got to start 100 mile an hour. You don't hold anything back. And when I watched that game, in the first 20 minutes, it looked as if there was players that were holding something back. You go for it right from the off. You try and get the fans on your side. They never...
Who were you disappointed with?
Oh, well, Aribo, because he's shown in the games early in the season, he's capable, but in the big stage you've got to produce. So also looked at the back, Golson, I thought he struggled at times.
Kicked about the pitch quite a lot, didn't he?
It was incredible, some of the stuff. You've got to handle that pressure, but you've got to give the fans something, to get behind the team. They gave them absolutely nothing, I don't think. Was there a shot on target in the first half? No, you've got to press. And I think the telling factor was when Celtic won the toss, the first thing they did was they turned Rangers. Not at one time, certainly in that first 45 minutes, 60 minutes, did Rangers turn them? No. So they were looking for a wee bit more width in the game. But in saying that, you were looking for a wee bit more for the players. And fair play to Celtic. They came there, obviously they'd get their back up. Lennon had got them fired up. And you've got to be fired up in these games. Sometimes it can be tactics, and the sulky football goes out the window. It's all a wee bit about that endeavour.
He must have done his homework, because Brendan played all across the back.
Yeah,
but Lenny doesn't do it. He just gets it forward as quick as he can. It's no long ball, but he plays it through the midfield, gets it up front as quick as he can.
Edouard's got a lot more of the ball now under Lennon, Derek said when he seen the team lines, he feared the worst. What did you think when you got the lines?
I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with the two boys you bought. I've been sticking up for them, Bolly Bollinger and the boy Julian.
Bollinger,
but I think,
he done well.
I think they've done very well.
The two of them done well.
I thought
Julian did well.
I thought Bolly was, considering the amount of stick that he's been taking. You would think he shouldn't be playing amateur football now.
Well, he's going to need to produce, because he's got a wee boy Taylor who's come on board now, so he's going to have to produce.
Jamesy Forrest missed a good game, so didn't he? He'd enjoyed that.
He'd enjoyed watching it. He'd have enjoyed watching it.
He's been brilliant, mate. He never touched the ball.
I told you last week, the boys get something to prove, Mickey Johnson, and I thought he was excellent.
Goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I thought he was excellent. He just got the boys. First thing he does is he runs at them. He's got nothing else in his mind except turning and running at somebody. And I thought, it's like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Lazy defending for Rangers. Katic, try to step up. Just match the run, try and go with him. But to me, I mean, I'm saying about goals in there, but with Katic, that's just downright lazy for me.
What I wanted to ask you as well, never mentioned it, surprised Morelos never started.
Aye, of course, because we've often spoke about in the big games, he sometimes loses a rag, but so far this season, he's behaved himself, and certainly against a Celtic side, you want somebody that's... I've always said, I don't think he's the best technically, but what he gives you that... He's a tenacious wee guy. He doesn't give you a minute, and I think we needed that in the Old Firm game. So, but Defoe never kicked the ball, but for Morelos, he should have started the game. Certainly Morelos and either Ojo or Jones.
But Defoe's if you give Defoe a chance, he'll score. Morelos has played 12 games against Celtic, no scored.
They were too
That's
narrow.
why. I think that's why he went with Defoe, because he's thinking there's not going to be a lot of chances in the game. If he gets a chance, Defoe put it in. Never get a chance. But Morelos is, listen, at the end of the day, I think he's a wonderful player, but sometimes that barrier, you can't do it in the big.
There's not going to be a lot of chances in the game you don't play with width in your game.
Nah,
you know,
especially Defoe, he thrives on crosses, doesn't he?
Of course he does. But I think in recently when I watched them, they've been pretty narrow, Rangers, and they were trying to play through the middle. And the big boy Julian that came in, you know, who's had an unsteady start, I thought he played really well. But they played into his hands.
Sutton used to do that, used to say, right, you're playing you at the back, and he strode for it, and that's what Beaton did. Listen, you've got to give credit to, we've criticised him before, but maybe getting run by Scott Brown was magnificent.
Like that?
I thought it was just back to his old self, you know. And
breaking things up.
I thought it was magnificent.
More importantly, how was hospitality? Said you got the lines at 10:30. That's even early for you, isn't it?
I was well looked after.
Yeah.
Sammy, you're looking in, he looked after me. It was different class. So listen, it's a hard one to take, but
no, it was easy.
It's early in the season. We'll take it in the chin.
That's what I wanted to ask you, though. Can you see Celtic getting a wee gap now, or do you think Rangers will bounce back straight away?
It's a bounce back ability, is that what you call it? Listen, at the end of the day, we said last week before the game, it's not the defining part of the season, but it does help. It gives you the bragging rights for all the boys all week working, so it's great for that. But Neil Lennon will just keep that's him doing. The next game is the most important, and that's what he does. Plays one at a time, and it's just one of them. We'll just see what happens. And the next one's at Celtic Park, which is a big, massive statement if Celtic can win that, you know. I think it's going to be tighter than, you know, I think it's going to be defining with the Old Firm games.
Does that worry you, Dale, or are you still optimistic?
Because you look at both sides and they could go unbeaten against other sides, so they could be the defining games. So for Rangers it was the manner, right? For me, it was you can lose the games, right, and it can be close and it can be a right ding-dong. It wasn't the game I expected anyway, but it was in the manner which they seemed to surrender. They seemed to just, it was like Celtic were always comfortable in that game, you know, and we never at one time pressurised them. And you know, the fans needed something. Certainly at home, never gave them anything. So, was Gerrard at fault? Of course he is. He's going to, and quite rightly so, he's come out and he's going to take part of the blame. But so do the players. You know, when you're out there, you know, and I was going to say the battle.
You know as well as I do, when you get told what to do, you go in that part, if there's no working, you change it yourself. You've got to step up and say...
Players hide behind formations.
The boy Jones...
They hide behind managers.
He's went for that, and I thought, you know what, he can't do that in Old Firm games. I know what he's trying to do. They were playing keep ball at the time, Celtic. So I felt for him, but he's hurt himself badly, isn't he?
I think he's going to be all right now. There's only going to be a couple of weeks. He was in hospital. How did you celebrate Sunday? Right.
Nah. Sunday.
Can you remember?
I can't tell you.
Is it not? Good, I love that. Right, transfer news. Ryan Kent's in the door, Derek. Delighted with that?
Aye, of course. We've spoken about him often enough over the last few weeks, so they finally got it over the line. Just took a wee bit of time, wee bit of wheeling and dealing.
Apparently the back Celtic. He's got him money.
Did you see that? That's not, I know. That'd be a master.
5 to 2, there you go.
But no, it's one that I think, as I said last week, he's the one guy, when it came to the big games, he stood up to the mark, and unfortunately we didn't have enough of that type in Sunday. So he's one, and which I like, in the big games, he turns up, and unfortunately, but we've got...
It's only 26 midfield players have got now.
I must say, I was this is the first time I've seen Ojo play. Disappointing, when he came on. I thought, kicked the ball to the pitch and... Nah.
There's a few of them.
It's a massive game to step up to. That's a huge game when you go into especially your first. I mean,
Greg Taylor's in.
Yes.
Does your man ball and goalie keep the position?
I think so. I think he's a big lad. It's great that he's got competition there, and he's got competition for the one space that's I think's been a bit down since Tierney went. You know, but I'm going to stick with the boy Bolly Bollinger. So. I like that. Actually, he's getting nicknamed.
I love it. Right, on to Scotland.
Yes.
Optimistic looking at the Russia game at the weekend?
Well, we've got to be, haven't we? Obviously with Stevie, your pal, your good friend in charge. there seems to be that feel-good factor. He'll be meticulous in everything that he does. We've not got the greatest players in the world, we know that, but what Stevie Clarke does, he gets the best out of his players. He showed that at Kilmarnock, you know, and he'll get every ounce out of them. He'll play with a certain formation. They'll be good defensively, they'll be organised, but it's in that final third because we are struggling a wee bit in terms of the quality they've got. But when you look where we can be dangerous, we've got wee Fraser, we've got Forrest, your man. If they boys play, we can give them the ammunition.
Midfield, I don't know how they're going.
Christie, they'll sit
Who would you go up top?
Well, there's no many, Andy. You look at McBurney because he's had a decent start, because of the fee, the 20 million. But I don't, obviously he's not quite fit. If he was fit and playing, I would start with Naismith. But I think the one for us, the two wide boys, Christie will be really important because he plays that role with Celtic, just in that number 10 role behind the.
There's got that many midfield players. You've got Fraser, Forrest, then you've got McGregor, you've got Christie, you've got McGinn, you've got McLean. I mean, there's good players.
I think Snodgrass.
Midfield looks strong for me.
But that's the problem for Stevie, to get that balance right. But for me, McGregor is a certain starter because I've always said it. I know he's a Celtic player, but he's terrific at what he does, and he can play different roles. But it'll be me whether it's maybe, I don't know, but you think maybe McTominay or McGinn. But I love that, man. Just that maybe sitting midfielder, which McTominay. But that driving force of McGinn, that energy, but that quality, and some of the goals that he's scored, you know, since he's been down in England, have been absolutely top drawer. So, we've got a lot of quality.
Steve will get it balanced right.
But see, what I was, do you know, with the centre backs, obviously with Hanley, who else dropped it, I couldn't believe, right? I don't know what you think about the boy Halkett. Not getting a shout.
That's a good shout.
He's been top drawer for the last couple of seasons with Livingston, and the Hearts haven't been performing that great, but he's been one of their best performers. I'm really surprised he wasn't brought into the squad.
I think as soon as you concede two at Hamanakis, you're automatically done.
Maybe. I don't know. I've seen something different from anybody else. I just think he's a quality player. And honestly, I think he would.
But you thought the same about Rangers, so we're not going back.
We're not talking about that game now. We've moved on.
Sorry, international.
So, right, I'm going to ask you, will we beat Russia?
Hopefully, but I don't know. It's a hard one. Russia, depends what Russia turns up.
I don't know. Russia are great.
They've won the last 3 games. Cyprus 1-0. I think San Marino, they battered them 9-0. And then before that, I think it was Kazakhstan. So they've won 3 in the bounce. 2 of them were at home. So
you'd expect, you'd expect Scotland to beat them as well, the team, but they didn't. With Stevie in charge, I think they would.
They'd beat them.
They would beat him. He's well organised. He gets the teams organised.
Right, we're going to do a coup. We're going to do an anytime scorer and a match result.
I don't know any of the Russian players.
I know the Belgian, I know. Can you name it?
Lukaku, he's playing.
The two of them,
that's Monday. The Russia game first. So Scotland v Russia, give us a score.
Let's be positive. I'm going to go for Forrest.
Okay.
Right.
And score?
And the score will be, I think we'll maybe just sneak it. Do you know that? Because it's
Stevie Clarke.
I think it'll be a 2-1. Monday night, Tuesday night. Is it Monday night? The Belgian game?
Monday, Tuesday.
I don't know. That's a different kettle of fish.
Right, we'll come to that bit. Russia, you're going 2-1 Scotland.
I wee Jamesy Forrest to get a goal because he's. I like sometimes when he cuts inside and he unleashes.
He'll be disappointed against no performing at Ibrox as well. So
he'll not be that disappointed.
I know. He will be because he likes. He's
got high standards.
He's got high standards. He likes to, and that's he was in the game, which is great. Just to be beaten with 10 men was even better.
She's still talking.
Right, come on. Right, anyway, I'm going for McGregor.
McGregor to score, right?
McGregor to score, and I will go for 2 each.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
That was a score I thought.
There you go. I'm going to go John McGinn to score Scotland to win 1-0.
Brilliant.
Right,
that was
boring. That's it. Any wonder. We need to do it on Monday.
Right, lads. Pleasure as always.
Thank you.